At times I think people take it for granted that the things you're doing now without any physical problems, you just take it for granted, you just go on and do it. But one day when you wake up and somebody says, we're going to take this away from you, now what are you going to do? And that's how I was. I used to race in open ocean kayaks, bodyboarding, snowboarding, loved that. So life was good at that time. But like anything else, my physical problems, it started getting worse and worse. I get this shortness of breath and I just had to stop.
Having managed Wayne for a year or so, we realized that we really had exhausted the treatment options for him. He was on the best therapies that were available for his condition. He has COPD, that stands for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and he really was very limited in the sense that he could not do the activities that he enjoyed, which specifically was snowboarding. My goal was to try to see if I could find some way to get him back to that activity.
What is the standard procedure now? Which was surgically removing the portion of the lung that was non-functional. And that kind of scares you. And another option came up, which is the endobronchial valve implant, knowing the fact that it wasn't approved yet in the United States, but it came down to my decision. He had to ask the question, do I want to do it or not? And my position, yes, I want to.
The procedure involves taking a small umbrella and inserting this through a camera. We would go through his mouth. Then we place the small umbrella into the breathing tube, and what that does is actually blocks the air to a portion of his lung. So the idea is take the bad lung and reduce the size of it, so now there's space for the good lung to work more effectively. But the other upside is that it's reversible, so potentially if this didn't work for him, I could remove it, unlike surgery where you've taken out some of the lung and you can't put that back in.
At that time, we really didn't know if I would qualify or not, or for the manufacturer saying, okay, you're a perfect candidate. We didn't know that.
It does have a fairly small pool of patients that qualify for it. And Wayne fortunately did meet all the criteria. We have to have realistic expectations. The purpose of this procedure is to improve his exercise tolerance, meaning that he can do more physically than he could before.
We did the implant. Now it's been over 3 months. I feel that this implant has helped a lot. I can feel the difference, definitely. And getting back to family life, getting back to my personal life of what I want to do is so much better right now.
The Straub Lung Center, we've continued to be the first in many different interventions. And Wayne's a good example of that, where we knew this technology was coming out. And then when it came available, we actually went ahead and did the first case on the West Coast and in Hawaii. It's one of the reasons I actually took a job here 3.5 years ago, was that I knew I would be surrounded by professionals and administrators that were committed to excellence and that could adopt technologies quickly. And that's something that's made it very enjoyable to practice here and build something I think that's special.